Hey guys, how's it going? Volatile day today. Didn't see that coming. But yeah, so good opportunity to scalp, right? So I just want to walk you guys through some setups that I look at, or things that to look for, like absorption, aggression, things like that. And today I'm mainly going to talk about the footprint because that's my main chart. All right, yeah, giveaway, guys. At 50 likes, we're gonna do a giveaway. So get those likes up. And yeah, so it's an interesting day because the range is much bigger, right? Because of the news. So for me, it's not per se the best day to scalp because I don't like the higher volatility. So it's two-sided for me because it does give a lot of opportunities, but your risk is different, right? Because the volatility, so you need probably to risk more to get more. And to me personally, that's not always ideal. So I don't trade that much on a day like this. I did trade, and I had a few. Well, one was break even actually. That sucked a bit, and then I went to my target, of course, and another 5-pointer. So it's in today's volatility is not so much, but for me it's good enough, and it only allowed me to just trade an hour or less even, and then just shut it down. Yeah, volatility surge for sure, which is hard for me today to talk about it because I don't like to trade it, but I'm gonna go back on the footprint and then show you guys what I would look for, things like that, because it is interesting to see for sure. And normally I have my footprint chart set to 16 tick reversal, but because of today's volatility, I put it to 20. So yeah, let's see where. Let me see where the time's at. Where I did some trades. But there's some clear setups that you can see, especially when there's like higher volume, and it's moving off of that. I like to go with that, and then short in this case went down after the high volume here, right? You guys can see that. Well, it's highlighted here in orange because it's the highest volume of the visible part of the chart right now. And I like to short into that because it's when it gets retested, it often gives a similar reaction, at least the first time. Here it took like 1, 2, 3 attempts to go higher than that. The first time I'm comfortable taking, the second time I'm less comfortable, and the third time I'm probably not going to take it, because as you guys probably know, the more time they test it, the more not per se probable, but there's more chance of it breaking, right? So I like to look at those volumes, and then with those low volume pushes from today, the higher volume points are much easier to see. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, I did move a lot, as you guys can see. Let's see. Market gave 100-point downfall. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's some places here, and I don't remember where I shorted. Let me. Should have done? No, doesn't matter. But yeah, so I shorted twice. Yeah, I didn't go long though today, although could have worked just as well. So you can see those volume buildups, right? So there's like bigger orders filling, and I react of that, So in this case, if it goes below it and goes right back up, I might be tempted to take a long, expecting them to try and hold it, Obviously today that in the end didn't work, but like for a scalp, this is plenty of points, it's like it goes from 30 to 37, right? So yeah, I like to be in and out, and then, it is whatever it is. Like, I don't care if it drops 20 points after that or goes up 20, right? Yeah, so my main Well, my main bracket is 24 ticks, so it's 6 points, right? I adjust them after I'm in there. I don't want to have a stop of 6 points, but I just want to have an initial stop in, and then I move it with the market to adjust it. Well, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Today I was hoping to just do a live analysis of the chart, but today it's just so chaotic. This one was really good though, that I just talking about, and then it's just moving a lot, guys. Like this one is interesting though. Like, you know, push lower, like a release up, like very low volume up, and then on the down tick, it tested right at that high volume again here with this little build up from the breakout before, right? Yeah, it was a Trump move, yeah. For sure. So that could be a nice scalp to go long as well. You know, these little volume bumps that are probably going to be defended at least the first time. Right, again, first time, the second time already broke. So that's why I said, like, look, the first time it goes, it might be good. It still can fail, right? So it's never guaranteed. So the first time has the best chance of going. The second time, a little bit less. Third time, I'm probably not going to take it, right? So again, here we have not so much here, for me at least. Yeah, this one again, here with some high volume here, with some flush going down. So I would short into that. So 83s. This is DeltaTrader. So that's the platform that is free with TFD. And yeah, works with Rhythmic and with Project X now from today on, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I look at the high volume. So what do they do? How do they react right after that? So they're still pushing down, but the first release up is getting rejected because of that volume here. You know, they're just defending their position, and yeah, that's how I like to trade. But then again, I don't need much, right? I just need 5 points or so. Well, on this volatility, I want to have a little bit more. So usually I take like 2, 3, 4 points till about 6. I have a runner. And this volatility, yeah, I want like 5 or 6 for sure. That's the first scale out. So in this case, 83 would be like 70. It would already be here, so it would be pretty quick fill, which easily could have been a 10-pointer, right? So that's the thing. So with this volatility, you kind of have to adjust your expectations, and you have to be okay with the risk. Or either if you're not, like, and you're trading the ES, you know, maybe on a today like this, you should trade MES, right? I don't do that because I'm just too used to trading ES, but it might be a good idea to do that, you know, instead of like 1 ES, just go to like, you know, 5 micros, something like that. Might be a good idea, you know. Do we need level 2 for that? No, this is level 1. This is just like volume data. So this is executed volume. So you will have that for sure. Yeah. The level 2 is only for data in the dome to see all the levels that they're bidding and offering. Yeah. So yeah, you will have this for sure, even without level 2. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm a bit disappointed because like, it's like this moves so much. I'm like, okay, cool. But here at the bottom is interesting though. You can see a heavy sell, right? I'll try to zoom in. I don't know, sure if I can, but here is like a 500 lot being sold into an iceberg for sure, because there were probably not bidding there, you know. And yeah. Oh, yeah, the zooming is not going amazing. That's why I didn't want to zoom on the. Here we go. All right. So this is very interesting though, because they were selling like a 500 lot, and it didn't go lower, right? It didn't go lower at all. Actually, well, more so, it's a low now, right? So this would be something to play off, and even though I wasn't watching here at the time, but this would definitely be a trigger to try along with a really tight stop, because this is an iceberg. It should either hold or it's just going to fill right away, and then you're pretty fast with knowing if you're right or wrong, and it will only cost maybe a point or two, which is pretty cheap, I think, to get a lot more. Yeah, so that's where I would look at. Let's see, what else do we have? Does it make any sense for you guys, or is this like, too much? Should I explain a little bit more, or like what are you guys looking for? Because for me, like I like to play on the reversal mostly. I would not, in all cases, just buy the low because I see this. I would ideally want to see a retest and then buy it. With today's market, with all here being down like 100, I don't know, 150 points something, I would be more inclined to do it. But with the very good notion that I'm taking on risk, it's so easy to get caught in this and blow your account, right? That's kind of what we want to avoid. But anyway, if you didn't get this, so on the way up here, you had a really nice down move, right to the imbalance here, right? Well, it's a tiny imbalance, but right from the start where the volume dropped off. Let me try to draw that a little bit more clear. Where is that thing? Can't find it. Yeah. Oh. Here it is. So right, you can see some volume going on here, right? And this is exactly what they tested. So for me, that would be an entry. With the again, like a very clear notice that I want to be right away, or I'm wrong very quickly, right? So I don't want to really drag this all the way to the low at all. It's definitely not going to be in a setup. So I need to be right quickly, maybe till here. So it's like a 2-point stop, maybe 3 probably. And then I want to know if I'm right or wrong very quickly, or I am still gonna go flat. But yeah, this worked pretty well. I think, it went very high. Oh, this went very high. Yeah, this went very high. 73 to like, so it's like 25 points. Yeah, I mean, and that would be a pretty good trade. I would not be in there still for 25 points. I would heavily trail it and probably be stopped out, but that's fine. But then again, like here, there's now build up volume in here. So we just went up like from the low, like 30 points or so, and we have some volume hitting here, and they're kind of hitting a lower low here. Because of this, I would still want to short into it with the stop at the high, even though it's a very clear stop. I might algo it up there, but it's just you shouldn't risk more, in my opinion, because this is probably like 89. It's like a 4-point stop. So you want to make at least 4 back. For me, at least, I do like 101s pretty often, and I'm totally fine with that because my win rate is pretty high. If your win rate is low on the low end, then you either don't take it, or you can, expect at least to do 8 points on it, right? So instead of 4, you want to have at least 8. I don't know where it's 4. Like, you want to do 8. it did work today because the volatility is high, but 8 points in one go is normally pretty hard in the ES. But in this case, it would have worked, right? Yeah, and that's how I look at it. And I'm being wrong after like, well, this, you don't want to get this tested again, ideally, or tested and bounce off it right away. Let me see. Yeah, there's some like slight imbalance here, but for me today it's just extra hard because it's like pretty low volume all over, right? It's not just one spot that's low volume like here, which clearly it bounced off for a little bit. It's low volume all over, and it makes it a little bit harder, I think. But yeah, still good opportunity, and especially good opportunity if you want to be in and out quick and are very okay with taking the risk, right? So that's again like a very a thing to notice. You have to be okay with the risk, and you will get more stop outs if you trade in this volatility, for sure. So and that can be very okay, but it has to be okay with you and your account, right? It's all part of trading. So if my win rate's pretty high, but I'm very selective of the trades I take. I'm scalping, but I'm not taking 10 trades a day. I take like 2-3 trades a day normally. With volatility like this, if I'm really like going for it, I could do more, but I'm good with very little trades and a higher win rate. And that's also because often I use one-on-one risk, right? So yeah, I mean, I ideally don't want to do that, but sometimes with a very, very good scalp, it's just I put it at one-on-one. And you can see the bracket here, right? It's 24 ticks either way. I don't want that to hit. It's not like my. It's not my stop always. I move it pretty quickly towards my break even. But I just don't want to have, when it's volatile, I just don't want to have it at 2 points or 3 points, because if it takes one time, I don't want to get out of it, and it's just maybe something in my head that I don't want to get around, or it's just something that I'm not comfortable doing. So I don't want to be wrong with the same second when it's volatile, and I'm okay giving it 6 points. Or one-on-one. You should look at more at risk reward, I think. One-on-one and instead of like 1-2. If I want to get that 6-point target, right? Yeah, and then again here, like it's a lot going on, guys. Like here, again, like high volume over here. This is pretty big, actually. It's 1,200 contracts here, hitting that I definitely would want to trade off here, and then you will probably get the first retest you want to buy, and then the second maybe, and then the third one I'm probably not going to take. Did work though, but then after it broke, right? So the fourth time it broke. So you never know which time it's going to break, right? So that's very interesting. But yeah, this is definitely something that I want to trade. Does that make sense, guys? Are we still here? No one falling asleep? Let me see. Good platform. Yeah, thanks, Trader 007. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Yeah, so with the footprint, I'm basically just when it's volatile, I'm trading a lot of the volume, because for me, people with like funds, they're gonna move the market. Like, it's not you and me, well, especially when you're a sim, but so people with high, like deep pockets, they will move it. So you can see where they're executing, right? So they here, like they're getting loaded up, and it's just only making sense that they're gonna try at least one more, and like they're probably not gonna give up right away, right? So I'm just gonna give that a go. It's a good scalp. I don't know how much it is actually. Probably decent. like 73s till 79. So it's at least that 6 point that I want to have, you know. And then that's doing it twice, 3 times. So, you know, not too bad, not too bad. Here we go. Yeah, lower volume profile use as well is what allowed me to build my short position today. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it can give you like a little bit of a bigger time frame to lean on, right? And yeah, that's I do that too. So right now I'm just showing the footprint because I've my rush at my resolution was too high, so no one could read the number. So I closed all the other charts. So sorry guys, but yeah, as you guys know, maybe from the last live stream, my main charts are like a 30-minute volume profile split between RTH and ETH, and a 1 minute 1 minute normal chart, 1 minute candlestick. So yeah, I use that for like, you know, confluence, context, things like that. And then this one is also interesting. So probably, yeah, this is also interesting. So this one here didn't go that well right away. So if you were thinking it was going higher, because like there's some imbalance here, it did go up. So it might have been a long if in the retest, but yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, probably would have taken it. Yeah, and the second time already you can see it didn't work, right? So yeah, that for definitely would have hit any stop. But it's interesting to see that they're trying again here. You know, again high volume. So this is definitely a level, and that's where we at right now, right? So this was a level. They're trying higher. They broke down, testing, and then high volume, and then broke up again. So that's kind of interesting to me. Oh, let me see. With that in mind, and actually we're now at the real-time market, so probably this should have been a long right now, here, for at least let's go back to here probably. But yeah, let's see. Like, let's see if we would have been entered now, because I like to do mostly real-time market, you know, analysis, not like find the finding the perfect example, because anyone can find a perfect example, you know. If you scroll back enough, you will always find a perfect example. See, this worked. So this was the target. So it's already working now. So you see this, guys? So this was the long, this was the exit where the volume was. There you go, in real time. You're welcome. Right to here. It was exactly there. So, you know, here, there, that's it. That's the scalp. That's the trade now, right now in real time. And that's what I base it on the most. And I don't even look how much it was, but let's see, 80 till 86. Yeah, it was 6 points, so you know, it was a good target. So it would have filled me. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I also use cumulative delta. Yeah, I mean, I have it on the platform, and I have it up sometimes, but it's mostly to test things. There's a lot of things you can add, but like for me, it's already quickly too much, right? Because I have the dome, I have the footprint, I have the 1 minute, I have the 30 minute. But for me, it's like, yeah, you can add it if you think it's helping you. You can for sure do that. But otherwise, yeah, it's fine to just, you know, try to minimize a little bit. It's getting, for me at least, it's a lot quickly, you know. So yeah. But yeah, I'm happy we had a real-time analysis here. I hope you guys appreciated that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Let me check. Yeah, I mainly want to just keep it on the footprint today. Maybe next time we could do another one just about the volume profile, something like that. Hold on. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, so I hope it helped. I'm not sure if I have a lot more for now. But if you guys have any questions, like feel free to do so. I mean, I can scroll back more and then find some examples if you want. But right now, like with this, my main thing is just finding where the volume was and wanting it to see a retest, right? But here too, like it could be based on just the footprint. Like here, it was a perfect test, but it can also be the volume profile on the right with the current session. Could be also, and it's still valid. Like it's still the volume from here, right? So, but yeah, the second time in this case, I don't know. I wouldn't take it anymore. It can still work. Let's see, but with this volatility today, I would be very happy with the winner right away, and probably will give it a little bit more time to go with the next setup. But hey, if you want to just push it, yeah, be my guest. Just make sure you put in a stop. Because it makes no sense letting this all the way go down to here or something like that. It makes little sense to me, or even here. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, this is a good question. Do you prefer like trading balance days when scalping? I find it more repeatable. Or do you like scalping training days? I don't really like training days. Probably the same reason why, yeah, where you like what you're saying. I like to have, or it should be more volatile. But in general, I don't like training days that much now because often they have very little pullback, and I like to trade on the pullback, as you can see here. And with training days, you will probably not have a pullback. Like if it would have gone up on a training day, probably only would have pulled back to here and then go higher, right? And then to here. And then that's not really my preference. But it depends a little bit on the volatility as well. Yeah, depends. It depends on a lot of things. So it's context, right? So as you can see, it's again still worked. Here from volume tapering at the volume from here, right? And then went back up for at least another 5 points, or you probably would have filled 6. But so yeah, you could try it. Like the second time could work. The third time now, I would definitely not take it. Second time is debatable. But yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. And especially I just very like it so much that it was real time, because I don't know, I have a very I don't know, a little bit of an opinion about you're doing analysis in hindsight, right? It doesn't like I don't really like back testing also because of that, I like forward testing. It's like yeah, I don't know. It's just like you can always find the perfect example at some point. It's just different doing it in real time, right? That you guys just saw. So yeah, I don't know. It's not my thing. But okay. Let me read the next comment. I was just curious on your personal take on it. I find that rotational days allow you to reduce risk and maximize opportunities. Um, yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. Um, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, right. So, especially with a yeah rotational balance, you can take more trades with lower stop, with a smaller stop. Yeah, it's true. I still personally don't take that many trades, even when I see it's gonna happen. Um, but again, that's just personal preference. I don't like to trade very long. I don't want to be in the market that long. I just want to do. I just want to execute and close it. Right. Um, so again, like 2 3 maybe 4 trades in the first or hour, or maybe an hour and a half. And more than that, I'm probably not gonna trade. No. So I just want to be done. So it's also where usually the most volatile market is, right? So the first hour, maybe first hour and a half. Today's maybe more of an exception because of the news. But then again, I don't really like to trade on Fridays. I know I often skip Fridays, but today I did trade it very briefly. But also because it was so volatile, I kind of wanted to do a little something something. And I did a little something something. Yeah, a little trade, not so much. It was very volatile. Oh, you guys cannot even see that's behind the. But yeah, I had a little copy trader going on. To 2.2K total, which is normal. Yeah. So here, okay. So this is another real time. So this is a third time, right? If it goes here again, I wouldn't take it. If it goes below that one, I would not take it. Mm, especially with how this being sort of topped, if you can say that. I'm less interested now, for sure. um, I probably would expect to at least test the lower range. And they don't have to, right? So they don't have to. So they can do whatever they want. They can do right back up and down if they want. But I'm just saying, for perspective of like risk, I wouldn't take it now because it's the third time testing it. Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and I'm expecting, yeah. So now I'm expecting at least test of the lower range of the volume here. So if I want to do it, I would do it here, but I'm probably not. Well, now you can see some volume here actually. So. But that's why this entry now would not make sense to me in this structure, right? Um, see, no, okay, so yeah, that's kind of cool. So we went exactly to the lower volume that I just um, was drawing. Yeah, and if you do that and you see this coming in, and you're like, oh, okay, I want to scalp this, then you probably should exit also, close to that where that was for a little, probably like 4 points or so. What is that? I don't know, 5 points. Yeah. So so that would be a good scalp. And of course, if you have multiple contracts, you can scale out, and then scale out half here. Then your stop is here, so your break even is here, and then it gives you more freedom to trade, right? So there would be another way to do it. Scale out half, then your stop can be at the target you took, so to get to break even. So it gives a little bit more leeway normally to stay in the trade. For me sometimes. So it depends how you want to do that. So if you have, like, say, a two lot, and you scale out one at 5 points and you have to stop at -5, then you will still be at break even minus order cost. So yeah, that could be one way to stay in the trade, right? Because normally it's very uncomfortable being up 5 points and you're like, oh, I don't want to get it back to zero. I'm like, oh, no, I'm probably gonna be at break even. But if you scale out, then you have a little bit more air in the trade. At least that's how it works for me. And then you'll be able to let it run a little bit more. Let's say you did that now, for example, and then you can like trail it more tightly, like here, something like that, and then you can get higher targets, right? If you don't do that, for me, it's very hard to get higher targets because I, um, don't want to give back too much. Um, yeah, it's just Also personal preference, but I don't like to do that much. Cool. Well, let me clear the drawing because I draw a lot here. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I'm happy we got some live analysis, guys. I was like hoping that would happen, and I wasn't too sure because it was so volatile, and it was like, oh, I don't know, it's a weird range. But yeah, this was kind of cool, and I hope it made sense. And yeah, I'm not sure if we're at 50 likes already, but if not, give it a like, and then we can go to the giveaway, I'd say. Cool. Congratulations, James. And Emmanuel. Congrats. This one is going to be a coaching session with me, guys. William, talk to you soon. Congrats. Hope I'll be able to help you. Cool, guys. All right. Very nice. Yeah, I hope this, guys. I hope this helped. Yeah. Let's do it sometime soon again. And let me know in the comments, like, what do you want to see next time? Like, what are you looking for learning? What was like not clear maybe, or what you want to, let me know. Cool. I'll read them later in the comments, guys. I think this was it for now. And thank you very much for tuning in. And see you next time. And have a good weekend.